Next up, we have our speculative fiction faculty, Charlie Jane Anders. Charlie Jane is the author of the Unstoppable trilogy. The first two books, Victories Greater Than Death and Dreams Bigger Than Heartbreak, are out now. And the final book, Promises Stronger Than Darkness, also just came out in April 2023. And is that right? 2023, 2024? And oh, all right. She's also the author of the short story collection, Even Greater Mistakes and Never Say You Can't Survive, a book about how to use creative writing to get through hard times. That is so real. Her other books include The City in the Middle of the Night and All the Birds in the Sky. She's won the Hugo, Nebula, Sturgeon, Lambda Literary, Crawford and Locus Awards. She co-created Escapade, a transgender superhero for Marvel Comics, and wrote her into the long-running New Mutants comic. And she's currently the science fiction and fantasy book reviewer for the Washington Post. Her TED Talk, Go Ahead, Dream About the Future, got 700,000 views in its first week. With Annalee Newitz, she co-hosts the podcast Our Opinions Are Correct. Yes, they are correct, Charlie Jane. Welcome to the stage. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Yay! I'm so excited to be here. Oh my God, Casey, that was such a hard fact to follow. That was incredible. So I am a white trans woman with pink hair. It's kind of curly, wearing headphones. I am wearing a purple t-shirt with a Star Trek insignia with the transgender flag on it. And my background is sort of spaced with weird swirlies. And there's a anime looking purple woman wearing like a red uniform with like her hair is kind of like flowing up into space. And it's like her hair is kind of orange and pink and purple. And it's just sort of, yeah, anyway. I'm going to give a quick content warning. There is some BDSM. There's actually, this piece is BDSM. So if that makes you uncomfortable, please just like mute me for the next like 5 minutes or so. Okay. Great. Roe slaps a flogger made out of recycled rubber against their left palm, producing a firecracker sound. So, which cardinal virtue are we to expound today? A shiver starts in Jamie's scalp. She can enumerate every follicle on her head. They're doing the cardinal virtue game. Ah, corporal punishment for cardinal virtues. It's the tits. She gasps and snuffles before she blurts out, forbearance. Forbearance. Excellent choice. A lesson must be taught. How able are you to forestall satisfaction for the sake of a greater reward in the future? Roe pulls out the padded cuffs, and soon Jamie is secured to the attachment points on the hardwood floor. She's on her knees, naked, with her back arched. On a pillow, of course, so her knees don't get like jacked up or anything. Okay, so the cardinal virtue game is sort of a mashup of Jamie and Roe's two separate preoccupations, 18th century morality tales and 21st century economic theories about marginal utility and value maximization. Okay, so here come the nipple clamps. Breathe, breathe, breathe. You understand your situation, young lady. Roe puts on a stern voice. You have only to say the word frailty, and your torment shall cease. However, should you prove able to endure this rough and malign treatment, then you shall have earned a most bountiful reward. Do you understand me? Jamie gasps, as much from excitement as from pain. The pain thus far is pretty much pro forma, to be honest. Yes, yes, McP. Roe fetches a riding crop and a lappy flappy toy that Jamie doesn't know the name of. Jamie is not that much of a masochist. I mean, okay, sure. She enjoys being flogged because who doesn't? And she loves clamps and plugs and wax and being safely set on fire and slaps and spankings. And she's never turned down a caning in her life, except for that one skeevy dom at the secret Medford dungeon. But she's not a serious pain slut, okay? She views pain as a means to an end for the way it brings her closer to whoever she's playing with and exposes a well of vulnerability in her that can be filled with affection, tenderness, care. The little caresses and ministrations, the fingers wrapping around her ear, the thumb against her lips, inviting her to suckle, all of those things become sweeter once the pain has opened her up, awakened her skin, and has set her heart to rolling downhill like a runaway rock. She's floating, lost in sensation, eyes focused on nothing, ears hearing only her own ha, ha, ha sounds until a voice cuts through her dazzlement. What do you want? Ro asks. She can't think of the right answer, the correct catechism for this role play. So she says what comes to mind. I want to please you. I see. They make a noise with their tongue and a sharp gust through the roof of their mouth. And what are you willing to do to please me, young miss? It's a trick question, but only slightly. If Jamie says anything or everything, that's clearly a lie. She's not an immoral monster. There are things she couldn't, shouldn't do to please anyone, even Ro. So she says, whatever lies within my power. What if I ordered you to disobey my previous instructions, to use your safe word early and display a lack of forbearance? Ah, so we're doing the rapacious master and the innocent maid. Ooh. Jamie is about to say something fairly eloquent about how she can best please Ro by being true to her own allegiances and devices, but at that moment, Ro lays into her with a single tale. Confess that you are a dirty girl with loose morals, unable to control your urges, and I will grant whatsoever you wish, Ro says. There is an edge to this game that Jamie didn't expect. Like the two of them are working something out to do with trust or desire or her own selfish needs. Can a person gain their fondest desire? JB moans involuntarily from unexpected pleasure whose source shall be left for you to guess. By surrendering that which makes them themselves, is it not in enduring privation that we form a self that may harbor desires in the first place? If you start quoting that John Donne poem, I'm going to add another dozen strokes to your tally. Ro knows Jamie too well. Jamie can't help snorting, but then it turns into a squeal as Ro tags her in the spot on her upper back that always sends her off. Cool. Thanks a lot.